Hello Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And if you are not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. I have a new name on here and I also have a new name on Instagram. The name is The Dancing Bookworm. So if you want to find me on Instagram, it is the_dancing_bookworm. And I will link that down below so you have it. I changed my name just because I established my booktube and my Instagram. Like, I've had this YouTube for forever, but it used to be a dance YouTube. Now it is a book YouTube, and I kind of established it in 2018. I didn't really think I would do this longer than a year, because sometimes I like get into hobbies and then fall out of hobbies and stuff like that, but reading has been pretty consistent for the last 2 years. I have really pushed myself to be an avid reader, and I'm loving the peace that it gives me and the stress relief reading gives me. So decided I wanted a name that could be more permanent than just having a date stamped to it that could be kind of confusing for new people and stuff like that. So I wanted something that would be easy to search and something that represented me. So I am a dance teacher and I am a bookworm, so I mushed it together and made the Dancing Bookworm, and I feel like that sums up this channel and also sums up my Instagram really well. So I've also decided that the last Sunday of every month I'm going to post my TBR videos for the month to come, and the first Sunday of every month I'm going to post up my wrap-up video for the month previous. So today I am doing my February TBR video so we can know that what I'm reading in February, but I'm also going to do my wrap-up for my January video, or my January books that I read the first week of February. So next Sunday I will post my January wrap-up video, if that makes sense. You guys will just kind of get used to the schedule, but I did look up and that is what most booktubers have been doing, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am not participating in any other readathons this coming month. Not really. Like I might. It hasn't really been announced what my book readathon thing on Facebook is doing, but I just don't think I'm gonna have time. We are moving in March, like the first week of March, possibly the last week of February, so I just don't think I'm gonna have time to do any extra reading besides what's on my TBR. However, for my January TBR, I did get through almost all my books. I do have 2 more, but I still have a week left in the month, so I plan on reading those then. So I will get through all 7 definitely by the end of the month, so I don't have to pick a punishment. But for next in series or collection, I read Once Upon a Dream by Liz Braswell. For recent purchase, I did Shout by Lori Halls Anderson. For nephew pick, I did Pax by Sarah Pennypacker. For mom pick, I did read Words on Fire by Jennifer A. Nielsen. I have not finished this book yet. I'm about 20 pages into it, so I will finish it this week so that I can do it I can talk about it in the wrap-up video next week. And then on ebook, I read for classic The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, obviously. I am currently reading Underlying by Janelle Harris, which is my predicted bad book for the month. And I also read Bloom by Kevin Panetta. I'm going to butcher that. Kevin Panetta for my graphic novel. So I've read 5 out of the 7 so far. I've also read a couple for my reading challenge already. But I will finish up these last 2 this coming up week so that they will be all done by February, and I will have completed my first successful TBR video. So for this month, we're going to, again, pull out of our TBR raffle, and we're going to pick 7. Again, that's a good number. Even though I'm moving, I'm a little stressed about moving. I think I can still get through 7. I'm just not going to do any extra reading challenges, I think. Unless the reading challenges are really good or something, but I don't think I'm going to. But anyways, so I have 20 little raffle slits of paper, raffle slits of paper, I guess is what I want to call them. Raffle tickets, I don't really know, in my TBR jar. They will have certain prompts on them, and then I will have to match the prompt with a book that I will read in the month of February. And if I do not complete the prompt in the month of February, then I have to pick an extra book in March. So hopefully that makes sense. But I am just going to read to you what 20 are in there. I did replace out the 7 from last time, so the 7 that I had last time will not be in the jar this time. These are 7 brand new ones, along with the ones that did not get picked last time from the original 20. So we have 5-star prediction, In Memory of Dad, which is a book that would remind me of my dad. My dad wasn't a big reader, so it would be like a book like about baseball or a book with like a strong father figure in it or something like that. Just something that would remind me of my dad as I was reading it. We have Niece Pick, which is where I let one of my nieces loose. I have a 6-year-old niece and a 10-month-old niece loose, and they would pick out a book very similar to what I did with Nephew Pick last month. And you guys saw how that went. The one book I was hoping he didn't pick was the book that he picked, of course. So, but yeah, I ended up reading it. It wasn't horrible, but you know, so I'll just let my nieces, one of them, pick a book for me, pretty much. Pets Pick is where I would lay out 3 books, put treats on 3 books, and then either the cat or the dog or the other cat, but probably not because she doesn't respond to me or human beings very well. But either one of the cats or the dog will go over, eat the treat off the book, and that will be the book that I choose, and that was inspired by Cody's Book Corner. So I loved that prompt. You guys should definitely check her out if you haven't checked her out yet. Then I have new release, so a book that just got released like within the last month or so. A big book, which my version of a big book is like 400 plus pages because I usually read middle grade or young adult. So 400 plus pages is pretty much a big book for me. Then I have short read, so like a tiny read. I'd say like 150 pages or less kind of thing. Text a friend, where I will text my friend and she will pick a book for me, or he, depending on who I text. It'll most likely be my bestie, so probably will text her. They will pick a book off my shelf for me. A reread, a book that I've already read that I want to read again. Gifted, a book that somebody gave to me. Ask Instagram, I will post a poll on Instagram and you will vote what book you want me to read. Random letter generator, I will basically say, hey Siri, pick a letter A through Z. It'll give me a letter, and then I kind of have to go through and like find a book that starts with that letter is kind of how I'm doing it, I guess. Then we have random number generator, and random number generator is where I'm going to say, hey Siri, pick a number for me, and Siri will give me a number 1 through however many numbers are on my Goodreads TBR, and then whatever number it lands on is the number that I will have to read off my Goodreads TBR. So like if it lands on number 6 and number 6 is You by Carolyn Kepnes, then that will be the book that I have to read for that. The next one I have is an ebook, so something that I could read on my Kindle. Out of Comfort Zone, a book that I'm not, like I wouldn't normally read. Started but never finished, a book that I started but never finished, pretty self-explanatory. A mystery, a Christian book, an LGBTQIA+ book, so something that represents that community, and a work-related book. So that would be like something to do with dance, or something to do with owning a, like, not owning a studio because I don't own a studio, but like somebody who works at a dance studio, something like that. Something dance related. I don't usually read dance books because dance consumes my life most of the time. I'm a workaholic at my job, so most of the time I would not want to read a book about work, but such is life. So, yeah, I'm going to start picking these, but those are the 20 that are in here that I could get. I'm a little nervous to see what I get. Some of them I really do not want to get, like especially big book, because if we're going through the process of moving, I don't want that. So, let's open up the TBR jar and we'll start with the first one. We'll go with, ooh, give me one. There we go. All right, we'll start with this one. All right. We have random letter generator for the title. So we will have Siri pick a random letter for us, and then we will see what book we can find either on my shelf or on my Kindle that starts with that letter. So we're going to do the letter generator, but apparently Siri does not like to pick a letter. So we are going to just have Siri pick a number 1 through 26 and then match it up with whatever letter that is in the alphabet. So, hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 26.
It's 19.
Okay, now we gotta count the letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. S. So we need a book that starts with the letter S. Do I have a book that starts with the letter S? I do. Oh, and it's one that I'm excited for. We have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, or Schusterman, however people are saying it these days. I have been wanting to read this book for forever. I know that it is very, very top on people's last year TBR, or not TBRs, but last year 5-star wrap-ups and stuff like that. Like, people put this book very high. So basically this book is about people where it's in the future and people have conquered death. So death doesn't exist anymore, but there's also population issues with people being alive for so long. So this kid is getting trained. I don't know if he's a kid or if he's like a young adult or whatever. He's getting trained to be a scythe, who are people who decide if people basically deserve to live or die, and he is given this position and he doesn't really want it, I guess. And I guess like you have to be like a special person to have this position or something. Yeah, I've heard really good things about this book. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Definitely don't mind this at all. So that will be my random letter generated book for this month. The next one is, oh no, Out of Comfort Zone. So a book that I would not normally read, a book that would be out of my comfort zone. I don't even know what I have for this, honestly. Yikes. And I have a book for this. I'm going to pick the one right above your head. And I'm going to do You by Carolyn Kepnes. This book is written in second-person point of view about a stalker. So basically what is happening is this guy falls like madly in love with this girl where he feels the need to stalk her. And we are in his mind. So you are the girl that he's stalking. So as you're reading it, it's like, you were in the window, you went to bed kind of thing. This is out of my comfort zone because I don't really read horror books. I don't know if this is technically considered a horror, but it sounds like a horrible fear of mine is to like have somebody stalk me and to feel unsafe in my life. So this is kind of a chunker for me, especially because I didn't really want a big book, and it's also wicked tiny print. So I am nervous and excited for this book. I'm just afraid I'm going to have nightmares from it. So that's why it's kind of out of my comfort zone, but I have been wanting to read it for forever. I've heard so many great things about it. Becca in the Books gave it like raving reviews and I super trust her opinion. So yeah, we're going to give it a go. This will be out of my comfort zone for this month. 5 more to go. So far, so not so good. I don't know. All right, please don't be big book. Please don't be big book. Okay, all right. LGBTQIA rep in a book, so I think I have something that will work for this. We're gonna have to double check, but I think I have something that would work for this. So something that represents that. Do I have any like that for this time? Let's check. Let me check my Kindle, see what I got on there. Okay, so I did not have to go very far. There was a book on my bookshelf. I am going to read Neil Patrick Harris, Choose Your Own Autobiography. This was one of the books that I wanted to read in January, but it wasn't on my official TBR. It was on my like reading rivalry that I wanted to do kind of thing for my book challenge, but it was not officially a TBR book, so I did not have to pick a new book for this. However, I do really want to read this. It is my friend's book. I've been borrowing it for a while, so I do want to read this, and as we know, Neil Patrick Harris is gay, so I'm assuming there will be gay rep in here because it's his autobiography, except it's Choose Your Own Autobiography, so I don't know how that really works, but this is what I'm going to pick for LGBTQIA+ rep. All right, we've got, ooh, this is a good one, a 5-star prediction book. I also realized in my earlier ones, I wrote really dark. In my lighter ones, I did not. I might have to go through and darken up some of the writing on these because I'm sure they are hard to see if I wrote lightly. My next one is a 5-star prediction. So I'm going to actually use, I was debating between this. I'm going to use it for 5-star prediction. It is Breakout by Kate Messner. This actually takes place, like the setting of it is actually supposed to be based off of a area close to me where there was a jailbreak out. So this is about a jailbreak out, and basically I don't really even know. It says Nora Tucker is looking forward to summer vacation in Wolf Creek, 2 months of swimming, eating popsicles, and brushing up on her journalism school skills for the school paper, but when 2 inmates break out of the town's maximum security prison, everything changes. So this is like what happened. It happened, I feel like not that long ago, like maybe a few years back, I think, but in my area, and inmates broke out of our prison and kind of what happened during that time, and it's like a fictional book based off of that. So yeah, I probably just butchered that synopsis, and this is actually a book that I'm borrowing from my friend, so she's going to call me out on butchering that synopsis, but I do think that this is going to be a 5-star prediction book. It is also in non-traditional format, so there are some like letters, there's some drawings in it. It's not standardized, so I feel like it'll be a fairly quick read. It is a thick book, but I feel like it'll be quick because it's not standard format. So let's see here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 3 more to go. Okay. In memory of Dad. So apparently I'm going to have a sappy month, but I will have to find a book that will remind me of my dad. I don't know if I have one. I might have one. I might. Double check. I got to check the time period on it. So the next one that I'm going to do is In Memory of My Dad. And I was between a couple for this because my dad really liked mysteries and like crime shows and stuff like that. So I had a couple books that would have fallen in that category. But I think I'm going to go with Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt. I did read The Wednesday Wars last year, and the character in it reminded me of like my dad's time period and kind of like some of the trouble my dad might have gotten into as a kid. So this is like the companion book to it, so it's like a spin-off almost with a minor character that was in The Wednesday Wars is the main character of Okay for Now. And I'm also picking this because it takes place in 1968. My dad would have been a teenager, like an older teenager in 1968. And it also talks about like the Vietnam War, the New York Yankees, things that I know were like big important things of my dad's life when he was growing up. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's also a National Book Award finalist, so I'm sure it'll be a good book. So definitely gonna go with this one. I think this one will give me happy thoughts about like when my dad was young kind of things. All right, do I have 2 more that I need left? Yes, 2 more. Ready? Let's see what we got this time. Okay, a Christian book. So far, this is an interesting TBR. I have LGBTQIA and a Christian book, which a lot of people have an issue with me being a gay woman and also being a Christian, but I don't see the conflict that people have with that. Like, I can like God, I can love God, I can live for God and still be who I am, who I was born to be, and I don't think that there's really any problems. So, you know, people have their issues, but that's who I am. So, I picked a Christian book. I am going to be reading How Harry Cast a Spell by John Granger. So this is not a standard Christian book because obviously a lot of people who believe in Christianity or have like a strong Christian faith, which I'm not saying I don't have a strong Christian faith just because I like Harry Potter, you know, but a lot of people who have like a certain faith don't allow their kids or themselves to read Harry Potter because it represents magic and like, I guess, devil worship or something. I don't know. I've read all the Harry Potter books. I've never gotten devil worship out of it, but apparently that's what people say. However, this guy who is a Christian went on a journey to try to prove to his daughters why they couldn't read Harry Potter and to prove why it had like devil worship in it and stuff like that. And what ended up happening is he realized that so much of the Bible is referenced in Harry Potter, or there's so much inspiration drawn into the world from Harry Potter that he couldn't find a good enough argument to take Harry Potter out of his children's life. So he read the entire Harry Potter series and made this book basically about how things connect to the Bible and why it's actually a good like book series for kids to read with positive overall morals instead of what people think Harry Potter is. So basically this is kind of like a Bible study book, but Harry Potter based. So you're basically reading like a Harry Potter Bible almost, which it's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a go. I know it's not like a traditional Christian book, but it's by a Christian author. And I don't know if the Christian, I don't think, this is not a Christian publishing company, I don't think, but it is a Christian book still. So this is what I'm gonna read for a Christian book. Anyway, let's pick our last one. Okay, this one's very folded. Okay. Some of these are pretty good. This one is a book started but never finished. So, and I definitely have a book on my shelf for this one. Alright, my next one is a book that I started but never finished. So I'm going to reach over ahead again for this one. So back when I was in like late middle school, I started reading The Truth Teller's Tale by Sharon Shin. And I got like midway through it 3 or 4 times. I got midway through this book. And then I was like, nah, can't finish it. Little did I know the reason I couldn't get into it was because there's a book before it called The Safekeeper's Secret. So basically what happens is there are twins. One is a truth teller, which means her like mission in life is to always tell the truth, and she's got like some magical curse that like forces her to always tell the truth. And one is a safekeeper whose goal in life and like her special gift that she has is that if somebody tells her something in confidence, she physically cannot tell anyone what that person has said. So we are going to basically say that I couldn't finish this one because I never read this one. So I'm going to read this book before I read that book, and I probably won't get to The Truth Teller's Tale this month, but I will definitely read this book so that I can read The Truth Teller's Tale. So this is a book that I started but never finished, and basically I guess what happens in this book, it says Damiana is a safekeeper in a small village of Tambleham. Neighbors and strangers alike come one by one in secret to tell her things they dare not share with anyone else, knowing Damiana will keep them to herself. One late night, a mysterious visitor from the city arrives with an unusual secret for the safekeeper, a newborn baby. So, yeah. So we will read this book so that eventually we can read Truth Teller's Tale and have it make sense. Because I literally tried reading Truth Teller's Tale maybe 3 or 4 times in like growing up, and I could not figure out why I couldn't get into it, and it was because I never read the book beforehand, so I didn't know what was going on. So we're gonna read Safekeeper's Secret by Sharon Shin. I don't know if I can lift this stack of books. All right, okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a lot of books here. I have no ebooks this month, and I have no audiobooks this month. Oh my goodness. I will probably still listen to an audiobook because I do enjoy audiobooks. The other thing that I'm worried about is I have 4 more books that I'm borrowing from my best friend that I have not read yet, and she wants them back by her birthday, but I still have 1 more month after February. Like, her birthday is not until the end of March. So I still have time. So if I could find a way to get all 4 of those books, that'd be good on my March TBR. But I did get 2 of her books on this one, so that's good. So we have, for Out of My Comfort Zone, we have You by Carolyn Kepnes. For Random Letter Generator, which gave us the letter S, we have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. For 5-star prediction, we have Breakout by Kate Messner. For In Memory of My Dad, we have Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt. For Book I Started But Never Finished, we have The Safekeeper's Secret by Sharon Shin. For Christian, we have How Harry Cast a Spell by John Granger. And for LGBTQIA Rep, we have Choose Your Own Autobiography by Neil Patrick Harris. So that is what I will hopefully, oh my gosh, they're falling in my lap. That is what I will hopefully be reading for the month of February. So, wish me luck, because those are some chunky books. But hopefully I can just like sit down and devote myself to a lot of them. But I will probably also listen to an audiobook because I hate going a month without listening to an audiobook. And I probably will also read an ebook because sometimes that's all I have on me is my Kindle. So what can you do? Things are just going to happen. I'm going to read a lot of books this month again. So that's okay. I need to read a lot of books. I just hope I can get through all the ones on my TBR because there's a lot of them. And they're chunky and I'm moving. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Wish me luck. Wish me so much luck. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.